Mhm.
Hey, how you doing today, Trinity? How you doing?
I am doing good. How are you, Mr. DeVirgo? How you doing?
I'm doing great today. Beautiful day, beautiful day.
Yes, happy to be
Yes.
here. I'm
Mhm.
excited for tonight's show. We'll be getting into a Q&A discussion. If you're feeling like there's like a false life going on, like you're living somebody else's life, this is a good one for you because we're going to be breaking down some good concepts to help you understand what you're experiencing.
Oh yeah. We got a couple of clips from Jim Carrey, and it's gonna be very interesting how he came into his enlightenment. And most people have to understand that it's a awakening happening all over the world, and people are realizing that it's fake, it's fictitious, and that's what we got to realize, that we've been trying to play these roles, and it just ain't meant for us. It's draining us and burning people out. I mean,
Yeah.
people are really being burnt out because of this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
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 They are. And a lot of people are waking up and feeling it, and we're going to break it down tonight.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No further ado then. Let's jump right in, because I love this little clip, and it made me feel like I'm not alone.
And that's
It
the
made,
biggest part.
that's the
You ain't
biggest
alone.
part.
There's other people too. Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't exist. So they're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern. So I've been in the business of freeing people from concern. I call it the Church of FFC, and that's been my ministry my whole life. And then at a certain point you go like, okay, well, that's great. People talk about depression all the time. The difference between depression and sadness is just from happenstance, whatever happened or didn't happen for you, grief or whatever it is. Depression is your body saying, fuck you, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up this avatar that you've created. You should think of the word as depressed as deep rest. Deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying to play. I believe that I had to become a famous idea and get all the stuff that people dream about, accomplish a bunch of things that look like success in order to give up my attachment to those things. It's been a part of the evolution of ego, is spend your first half of your life acquiring and adding, thinking you can add to yourself. And it looks great. I mean, it looks great when you got a cool car and you got good, nice clothes and you've done something that people admire, but it can never fulfill you. You can never be happy. It's not where happiness comes from. You know, I dealt with depression a few years ago. People still think, well, he's going through, you can tell it's not. I have no depression in my life whatsoever. Literally none. I have sadness, joy, elation, satisfaction, and gratitude beyond belief, but all of it is weather. And it just spins around the planet. It doesn't sit on me long enough to kill me. The happy place is realizing that you're everything and that there's no real you involved in the first place. I want to challenge your beliefs, throw it on its head in a way that you can accept and love, and it'll free you. I'm finding that people are, for the most part, accepting of letting go of character. I do believe in manifestation, but I don't believe that any of it matters. This mattering is a human construct. I believe in an energy of God. You know, everything is divine. There's no thing that isn't divine. Everything is divine, and I'm that. And it doesn't matter to me what's happening. Sometimes I still have the groove cut in me that, you know, wants my hair to look nice. There's still ego there, but I'm finding that ultimately the freedom from it is something people are kind of hungry for in a way. They're like, I don't want to be me either. And I go, well, great, because you never have been.
I like that. Great, because you never have been.
You never been that. And that's what they did. You know, they trapped us in this illusion, in making us think we these bodies, the ego, that we the mind, and so many people. I mean, all of us been in that boat, you know, because they designed it that way to put us in this mindset, because it's all a mindset, you know, and that's what he's saying.
We're pretty much programmed by societal systems to perform certain roles, and we are trained from a young age to obtain these titles, because if you attain a title, it's going to come with money, it's going to come with status, and that is what success looks like: money, status, lifestyle, money in the bank, you know, materialism. And what he's saying is that he realized that that's not what matters. What matters is knowing who you are and living and aligning yourself to live that out authentically. And that is what most people want. They want to be as themselves, but they don't know how. Something that he mentioned that was very powerful is everything is divine and everything is energy. And that's what we say. Once you understand that everything is energy, everything makes sense. He said that depressed is you're in deep rest. When you look at it as energy, your energy is depressed. You're not living out the fullness of what you are, because you've been programmed by the matrix.
And then you have to go into and it's all around us. You know, when a turtle is attacked, it will go in its shell. You know,
It go within and seek
go
refuge.
within. It's right.
Ooh,
It'll go
good.
within. It'll go within and find its safety. And while it's in there, it's calculating how I'm gonna get away, or how long I'm gonna have to stay inside of this in order to get away from this predator. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And it's also calculating what it is and its protection and its defenses. I know what my arms can do. I know how far it can stretch. I know how strong my shell is. I know what it's made of. I know the animals that are out there to get me. It's doing all that calculation. And what we do is go within, and we do the same thing. Who am I? What are my strengths? What are my values? What makes me valuable? What is this? Why am I having these experiences? How far can I go?
And a lot of people that read the Bible, they don't realize the Noah's Ark story is talking about the same thing. Is going within the ark for protection of the divine and getting rest, taking a pause, taking a time out. You get me?
Yeah.
To rejuvenate, to restore yourself, to get your mind together, get your soul together, eat right, go rest, walk, do some things that don't cause a whole lot of physical exercise, but just get that funk off of you. You know what I mean? Of this world.
Rest from the programming. Or rest from all that performances. Because we get up every day and go to these jobs and got to perform a role based on the title that we have.
Exactly.
That we achieve. And it's not really who we are.
Right. And that is what, see, when you're not being your authentic self, it causes you to burn out. It
Yeah.
causes you to be tired, you know?
Yeah.
It stresses you because you're not being who you are. And that's what
Mhm.
the problem is, a mistaken identity. You don't took on these personas,
Yep.
and all these personas is baggage to your
Mhm.
spiritual being. You
Mhm.
get me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
that's where I was. I was
mhm.
depressed. I was diagnosed with depression.
Okay.
And I couldn't get out of it. I thought that something was wrong with me. I thought I was broken because I wasn't doing well in society, and I saw
Mhm,
how my peers were doing well, and I'm like, "What's wrong with me?
mhm.
Why can't I exceed?" And I realized that I was comparing myself to others, and I was trying to perform, do things with different people and perform a certain way. I valued myself according to what, media standards were and dating standards were. I was listening to all these people, what I should be, you know, and
Mhm.
it was causing me to have this cognitive dissonance within me because there was one person, which is who is sitting in front of you today, that I was looking at, and I was like, how do I get her? How do I become her? And then there was this program version of myself that was getting up, going to work every single day, having to perform a role, and it's really not truly who I am.
Right. And that's what burn you out. See, a lot of people
Mhm.
don't realize if you doing things that you love to do, you ain't got to perform. You ain't got to put on
No,
that double mask. So what you
no.
asked me earlier. You said, "Oh, what makes you do it?" Because this is me. This is make it makes me. I'm loose like this. You
You
get
say
me?
you live
And
for
I
this.
told you. Yeah, I live for it. And I can do this
Mhm.
on an empty stomach. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
have to put on a role like I'm playing a role and
Yeah.
performing. This is me. This is the way I rock. And so
Mhm.
this is what we have to realize. And that's what he was saying in the clip. And like you said, when he said at the end, everything is divine.
Yeah.
Everything. The God is a spirit, and that's what he was
Mhm.
saying, an energy.
It's an
So
energy,
we
it's a
got to,
frequency.
it's a frequency. And so that's why a lot of people are missing it. And I got some deep things. You're gonna have to do a lot of reading today because I got some deep things
Oh,
today. And,
okay.
and, and like,
I know. Okay, I thought we was just gonna do that video.
okay,
Okay.
okay, but we gotta see, I'm gonna go to another clip, but here's the thing. If we don't give a thorough presentation,
Breakdown,
they won't
understanding.
they
Yeah.
won't know what I'm saying, what he's saying, and feel it in a way that it will change their life. That's what I was reaching for today, because it's like this: his experience and your experience and my experience is is similar, but they different because we all different
Mhm.
aspects of the same being. And so
Exactly.
yeah, so but we
Wh
similar in our way though. Then that's what people got to realize. This thing is so
Mhm.
deep and
We're
and and
different.
sometimes it's uh-huh.
Sorry, we're different, but we're similar as far as, consciousness,
Right,
as far as,
right.
conscious on a conscious level. You know what I'm saying? Because there's things that make us different, but we come together consciously, and so
Right, right. And
yeah.
really consciousness, that is what make us all the same. The
Yeah.
consciousness,
Mhm. Mhm.
the observer, the
Mhm.
awareness.
The
That is
awareness is
what
the power. Mhm.
that is the power that binds us together. And the divine mind. We in this uh thing, let me go to this right here. And it's so wonderful how he how he just can open up to his true way of thinking. Okay. This is metaphysical meaning of man. Okay, go ahead.
Medical physical meaning of, okay, hold on. Man.
Yeah, man.
Man and woman. I'm trying to think an idea. I'm doing both, man and woman. Metaphysical meaning of man and woman. An idea in divine mind, the epitome of being, the apex of God's creation, created in his and her image and likeness. Man and women appears unlike God because they, through disobedience, fell into sin. Through accepting race thoughts, man and women has adopted wrong ideas about themselves and their relation to their source. They have believed that they are unlike God and separate from, God, separate from them. And these concepts have, by law of thought, become manifest.
Okay. And that's what he's saying. When he woke up and realized that his concept and his way of thinking was brung on by what he's been trained from a baby. You know, you man, you go to school, you ride the bike, you do this and you do all this and you play and all of this. Then you go to school and live this wonderful life that we gonna program you to live. And he came to realize I'm none of these things. I will never be none of these things, and none of these things really make me happy. So what am I? And that's what being the image of God is, being spirit, is being energy, divine intelligence, eternalness. That is what we are. And once we embrace that and have revelations on that, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Can you pull
want
that
me to
back
go back?
up?
Yeah, that's what I was finna say. Yeah. Because it's like,
but yeah, you're right. It's like, after you wake up to the programming, the next question is, well, who am I? Because go to the top, please.
Okay.
Yes. So, I look at this and I say to myself, it's she who has awakened. I have awakened because she awakens too. And what she awakens to is her divine mind.
Right.
Because we as women also experience awakenings, and we also are a God as well, and we awaken too. And what we awaken to is the awareness that we are in control of our lives. And it is through our awareness where we have the power to make a choice. And and being in your divine mind is the epitome of being. It is the goal of what we should be achieving and striving for, is being in our divine mind. And when we understand that God is a frequency, like what he was saying, everything is divine and God is a frequency, well, we also have the ability to directly tune into that frequency that we hear, which is a voice, an inner voice. And once we become aware of how our mind works, that there's different frequencies that we tune into, and what we follow becomes the God of our lives. Well, when you tune into the frequency, the sound, the voice of the one inside of you that calms your nervous system down and says, everything's okay. It's going to be all right. I'm here with you. You got this. You've done the work. Read this book. Listen to this video. Connect with this person. Ask this question. Go here. Learn this lesson. When you connect with that part of you, what you're doing is you're attaching yourself to the divine source.
And that's basically what he's saying, you know, and that's what we have to realize that would take place, because the divine in us is disconnected because of our belief.
Yeah.
See, what they bred us. You want to wait? Let's go back on screen, because we can go. It is the belief. Okay, if you believe something, then therefore you don't know. Okay, in this business you should be knowing, and this is what I'm saying. Once you sit down and meditate, all that belief start going out the window. You start knowing, but it's the belief that has got us in trouble through the thinking and the thoughts of error. The separation came, and it wasn't that it was a physical separation, it was a spiritual separation, because of one thing. When we fell into this realm, we start believing that we this body. What we do, our ego. We start believing we the ego. We start believing all the things of the race consciousness, the thoughts and everything. And then now the godliness that we truly are is no longer prevalent in our lives, because we believe. Now, you ever dealt with somebody that really believe something?
Oh yeah, I know. I know a few people that just really believe.
Boy, you can't shake them off that tree.
And you know what? I have learned to let it go. I'm not here to change your beliefs. I am here to share the truth. Everyone's on their own spiritual journey. You take it how you take it, and I don't attach myself to it. I don't take it personal.
And when you pointed out the evidence that we know we energy, and all the evidence that they have seen, that they know that it's an energetic force in this body or around this body that is propelling this body to do certain things and causing it to live, to have life. So we call that an energy, a life force. So when you can verify that, you get me? We don't see people over and over leave this plane of existence, and the spirit go one way and the body is left here, and it's a separation. And we know this. So we know that it's a power within us. And what they saying and what Jim Carrey is saying, listen, this energy that is in me is the God in me. And this is the God I know. This is the God for me. And when I realize that I'm the whole entire universe, because I'm one with this energy that is in me, then he realized none of this really matters. I already won. I already won the battle. Why should I fight? Because I already won. And that's what he is trying to. Let me see, image. No, let's skip image. The body. See, that's what we have to get in our consciousness. And the only way you can release yourself from this world, truly, you got to deny the body, the ego, and the mind. Because here's why I say the mind is it is a collective consciousness, what we call race consciousness. And this thing has got all kind of information that is negative that will try to keep you in the program. Okay, let's go to body. Let's go to the body. Because we need to understand this and we'll live a better life and a longer life and a healthier life. Proceed.
Okay. Just a quick little note. I replace man with, I add women into it because I want women, feminine beings, to also see themselves as God too. Okay. The outer the metaphysical meaning of body. Body is the outer expression of consciousness, the precipitation of thinking part of man and women. God created the idea of the body of man and women as self-perpetuating, self-renewing organisms, which man and women reconstructs into their personal body. God creates the body idea or divine idea, and both man and woman, by their thinking, makes it manifest. As God created man and women in their image and likeness by the power of their word, so man and women as God's image and likeness projects their body by the same power.
By the same power.
By the same power. We are made in the image of God. And when you understand about the sun and how it emits all these rays, and when you think about the sun and how you see all this different kind of creation, that is who we are one with. Because without the sun, the giver of codes, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's true. And the whole thing is consciousness. It's an expression of consciousness. Well, who consciousness?
Yeah.
You get me? So it's man, God's consciousness that gave us this ideal to form this body. And it was the blueprint. The ideal came from within the concept of his consciousness or its consciousness. And then we agreed to it and said, okay, we're going to make these bodies this way. Now, here's the thing, what we have to realize. The divine ideal, we just are ideal in the mind of consciousness, the divine mind, the great power. We are ideals. Now, what does an ideal need? It needs substance. It needs energy in order to manifest. You get me what I'm saying? But long as you understand that you just are ideal and that one day you're gonna become a bypass or thought, and that's what we call death. This physical body structure, we leave it, and people don't realize that the body is just an ideal. It's an ideal. We are spirit. We are creating these things as we speak right now, and we call this us, this me, this is who I am. But you're not that. You are the ideal. You the energy that propels it and perpetuates through it. And so we have to realize that, and we can break away from this construct, because long as we think we are attached to this body, that we are this body, we are the ego in the mind, we're going to be subject to bondage, you know? And that's what people got to realize, that we are in bondage once we say, I am this body. Now you just put yourself in bondage. I am this class. I am this sex. I am this age. I am this race. You are or putting yourself in bondage and condemning your own self. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the release is to say, I am spirit. I am perfect. I am a perfect idea. And once you do that, you're going to realize how powerful you are, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people got to open up to it.
Yeah.
And they want to stay the same, but you can't stay the same because you are evolving into your spiritual self, like it or not. You're
Yeah.
evolving.
You know, it's interesting because this right here, when we understand energy and we understand what and how the human body, why do we have a human body? What is its purpose? What is its function? It is the outer expression of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is consciousness? It is the ability to think and become aware and make proper choices, being aware
Mm-hmm.
of something that was unknown to you. Now you are aware, you are awakened, you're conscious of it. You're conscious of yourself. And so when you think about your mind and you think about it's a expression of consciousness and it's the precipitation of thinking, the thinking part of man and women, and God created the idea of the body of men and women as a perpetuating self-renewing organism.
Mm-hmm.
Let me skip down to God creates body idea or divine idea. So when I think about that, I look at it as I am the God. I have a divine consciousness, my highest and wisest version of myself. There is a voice within me. There is a frequency that I can tune into when I have rest, when I am still,
Mm-hmm.
when I clear my mind, clear all the programming out my mind. There's a voice there.
Yeah.
And it has the ability, and that's the divine idea. So for me, it's like I am God, and God is expressing itself through me, and I am seeking my highest and wisest version of myself, and I am the God over my universe. And I become conscious of that. When I become conscious of that, that's when I'm in my divine mind. And
Mm-hmm.
programming from society and religion taught us that God is outside of ourselves, but it's not. There's a frequency, a voice within you. And when you follow that voice, you transform. And
Mm-hmm.
God ends up coming and speaking, being expressed through this body, through you. And that is what my transformation into Trinity was. I'm allowing my highest and wisest self transform and express itself into this three-dimensional reality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And let me show you what let me go share. Let me get back here. Let me show you why, I say we got to detach ourselves to these things in order to understand the power that we have on this earth
Mm,
and in what we call the heavens,
mm.
because these are beautiful blessings. Did somebody come in? No. These are beautiful blessings. But listen, let me see. Can you see it right there?
Yep, I can read it.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, just go down just a little bit. Excuse me.
Okay.
Okay. Metaphysical meaning of bondage. Bondage is undue attachment to thoughts in personal consciousness, such as race, class, sex, age, personality. Whosever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you say. I want you to go ahead and break that down, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah. See, the game is to put us in race, put us in classes, sexes, and age groups and personalities and all of these right here. This is what binds us down because we are spiritual, eternal beings. We're not, what you say, mortal beings forever. We eternal spirit. And so what it's saying basically is if you identify yourself as such as race, classes, sex, age, personality, you just bound yourself in heaven and you binding yourself on earth. You just put yourself in bondage, and and that's what I used to tell people all the time. I mean, listen what I'm telling you. All the time I used to try to holler from the rooftop. God, God has even in the Bible, it's in the Bible, it said, God breathed into man's nostrils and man became a living soul. Okay? You can't see the soul. You know you got one, but you can't see it. Okay? So therefore, it was telling me that we are spirits on a physical experience from the beginning. When I was trying to tell the people, wait, y'all ain't read in Genesis where he did this and called us a living soul? Well, we could call it spirit, we can call it energy, we can call it all of that, but we know we can't see it. Let's agree on that. We can't see it. Whatever God called us, we can't see God, but we know God is with us. We know God exists in us. We know that we are one with that energy. So when people identify, and it's the game. Now here, let's go to the matrix. Fill out an application or resume, or go to the hospital, or go to jail, or go to some kind of event, and you got to fill out an application. What is on them applications? Sex,
age, race,
your age, your race, your class, your personality,
your address,
everything is on there. Why? Because once you write it down, let it be written, so let it be done. Now you don't wrote it down and saying that I am race, I am in this class, I am
you're
male or
identifying
female.
with those check marks, those boxes.
Right. So now you are identifying with something that you're not. So the universe say, well, you believe you the race. Well, I'm going to treat you like you a race. If you believe you in this class, I'm going to treat you like you in this class. If you think you sex, because spirit, how you going to have a sex in spirit? You can have a masculine energy and a feminine energy, but you get me? Yeah. And age is really throwing it off because everything is divine. And if everything is divine, that means everything is eternal. You see what I'm saying? So when they trick us, go ahead.
Oh, no, go. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. So when they trick us with these applications and all identifying with things that we ain't, we don't wrote it down. See, people don't know scripting is writing a script, and you write a script. Now, for them, you identifying to them that, yo, this is what I am. But truly, you a divine spirit. You get me?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if you script your life for yourself, that's a
Take
whole
that
nother
power
game.
back. Mhm.
Yeah, you'll take your power back. But once you put down, I'm part of this race, I'm in this class, I'm this sex, I'm this age, I'm this person. Now you don't told the whole universe.
I'm on this political side, that political side,
Yeah,
this religion, I'm in this. You're identifying yourself with all these different titles. Now you're putting your energy, you got to perform like one. You got to
you got to
act like
perform.
one. Then you do it over time. You then think that's who you are,
There you
but you're
go.
not.
There you go.
You're a divine
That's your
being.
name.
You're made of energy.
Mm-hmm. You're
And
divine
your
being.
being is eternal because energy
That's
cannot
right.
be destroyed.
That's right. And that's what people got to wake up.
Be
You
conscious
doing
of.
it to yourself. You get me? Unknowingly, but you're doing it to yourself. And we are explaining how people are doing it to themselves. Because if we go back to it, let's go back to it. And I'm gonna tell you, because I want people to see it when they see this video. I want them to really grab this concept that we got up there, because it's one of the most simplest things. But see, it's the simplest traps that get you the most. See,
Yeah.
it's the
I,
simplest trap.
I'll be honest, even with me, I get up in that race part, you know what I'm saying? Because when you think about what it's like to be black, people that look like me and you, we live in this black matrix. And what comes with being black, you know what I'm saying? And that's a level of pain, disappointment, mistreatment. And so it keeps you angry when you see what's being done and how people are viewing you and nothing's being done. You get angry. And when you get angry, and allow that anger to consume you, you can't build from there. It's hard to build from there. And so, they keep a lot of us in that state of anger, that matrix of being black. And then, it's reflected because there's a lot of us that have a hard time coming together to build. And you got to really raise out of that. But I know it's not easy. It's not easy when you wake up to what's been done and when you wake up to the systems.
Well, that's where you have to deny and then affirm. Now, here's what I'm saying. Right here, you see race, okay? You're not a part of any race. You ain't in no class. You spiritually, you don't have a sex, and you don't age because you eternal.
Yep.
You don't have no personality. So when these things come up, you got to deny them. And then you got to affirm your spirituality. See, and then you get free from the trap, the mental anguish and power that they oppress you with. See, so when long as you think you black, Hispanic, and all of these things, you're not being spiritual, because a spiritual being has none of these,
Yeah.
and we release from them.
Yeah, I practice more and more, in my meditations, where I'm like, I don't even like identifying as black, knowing what black means in this modern day society and around the world. I don't like being associated with it. But what I also think about too is on the inside, we all black. Because it's darkness, it's total darkness on the inside. And no matter what body, it's total darkness on the inside. And so I'm starting to think more like that, and starting to see the oneness in everyone. The unity is that we all black on the inside. We all have a etheric being.
I got other theories on that. I think the light is on the inside. I think it's light in us, baby. We spirit, the light is
okay, yeah, light. There is electricity happening on the inside.
Yeah. We gotta have the light. Ain't no way we can just. That's hard one. That's a hard one, baby. You know,
because I think about, like, you know how you go and do surgery. And you get like a telescope and you poke inside and it looks around, you got a flash of light and it's all dark on the inside.
Okay.
I think about that. Okay. We're all like black. We all dark on the inside. Because and then you think about how, you know, it's from the ethers, the darkness of ethers, the dark matter that life is created. Well, we all have that within us, dark matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the substance that absorbs the light, right?
Yeah. And so, you know, that's where it's at. And here go another one. You ready for the next one?
Okay.
You ready for the next one that entrapped us? Okay. Cause you know, when I tell people these things, now they're gonna crush me for this one, but I got to bring it out. But it's the truth. You know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking at the psychology that they used on us and all peoples around the world, and this is one of the most dangerous ones, and a lot of people will be looking like, bro, you got to be crazy to think this. But here's the thing. If you spirit, then your ancestors got to be spirit. So they got to be spiritual beings. So therefore, you can't really have no ancestors because all us spirits. Right? Read it for the people.
I gotta read that. Okay. Metaphysical meaning of ancestors. Ancestors are forefathers and women. Those who think of themselves as descended from human ancestors are in bondage to all the limitations of those ancestors, regardless of their claims to the contrary. It is a falling short of the full stature of men and women to regard themselves as descending from the human family. This is the sin that keeps the majority of men and women in bondage to sense consciousness. There's a lot in that.
Oh my God.
I gotta process that. I need a moment to process that.
I'm telling you, see, people gonna think I'm crazy, but see, here's what it is. They can think what they want to think, but the truth sets you free. You get me?
Okay,
we hold our own self in hostage because we don't know the laws of the universe. And then we don't understand the power and the lies they don't put us under to keep us out of our true self. Just look at it, what it say. Now, all the sickness that your ancestors had, all the trauma, all these, if you claim that you are ascended from a human being that suffered, now you just bring on all that suffering in your life. Now you got to get all that suffering that you got and all the suffering that they have, and then you got to live a contempt and happy life with all that.
Oh my God. I'm over here
tough.
like I'm just like,
that's tough.
That's a
So,
exactly. That's why I'm turning my head. So that's a
So now what it's telling us, you are a spiritual being, eternal being. Don't put yourself in bondage. I know you love Grandma New, Aunt Clara New. I understand that. But they were spirits too. They energy too. They were just having a physical experience just like you. They ain't no different from you. But when you put on the persona of ancestry, now you don't took the Egyptians, and I feel sorry for the Israelites. They got the whole 12 tribes they think they from. You get me what I'm saying? The psychology that they put on us was to keep us in bondage and keep us in this physical form so they can rule over us. You're not this, what you see. You what you cannot see. And that's what it is. It right there before us. And I know it's heartbreaking and earth shaking, but the truth is the truth. These folks has put so many traps in our subconscious mind to keep us from being our authentic self, our spiritual self, our creative self, our intelligent self, the infinite self that they could think of. And we believed it.
that's
You
why
get
they be
close.
coming out with all these darn slave movies.
Right.
So we can tie ourselves to the slave ancestry and adopt the mindset of a damn slave.
Yep. And you got all of that. And that
all that trauma, fear,
all that
pain, we
pain,
take it on.
we take it on. We take it on. And then a lot of people will say, well, Roots was real. Alex Haley, he wrote Roots, and now the child, that was a brainwashing technique to get you tied back into slavery. Listen.
Now, we're not denying that it happened.
Huh?
So where's your mindset? Do you believe it happened?
I believe that I'm a spiritual being, and you can't
okay, I see what you're saying.
You get me what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when you claim it, it's yours.
Wow, that's a whoo, for people to make that transition.
That's gonna be hard.
It's hard.
Because here's the thing.
You know how many years I lived with this trauma? You want me to let it go?
Jim Crow them said, listen, it's gonna take them 1,000 years to get out of this. It's gonna take them 1,000 years. Why? Because you're gonna steady reach back. Oh, they killed and hung Uncle Billy and shot buckwheat in the leg, and you're gonna hold on to the ignorance when you is a spiritual being. You just passing through here. And them people that they did that to, if they did that, they just passing through too. They energy. This is an illusion.
Ooh, that's a
this what we see.
Metaphysically, it makes sense. On a metaphysical level, it makes sense. But then when you apply it, you gotta, to adopt that mindset. That's a transformation. That's a jump. You know what I'm saying? That's a jump. But metaphysics can get you to that jump. But
it will get you there because of the simple fact is, Once you have the realization that you are divine spirit, that you are divine intelligence, you are awareness, you are exerting your self, if you will. You are here on a spiritual divine mission. Once you get that in your consciousness and have the revelation, then guess what's gonna happen? You can drop all that mess what they talking about. Now just think about the Hebrew Israelite. They think they the whole 12 tribes of Israel, and they really think it was real. They think all of this is real. They think somebody coming back for them. All of this is not, it is an illusion. The people don't told us from India that they call this a Maya. That means illusion, if you will. Even down here, we had a whole tribe of people said they call themselves Maya. It is telling us that this whole concept is all in the mind. And the only way you can trap them, put them on ancestors. Tell them that, guess what, they in this class. Tell them that they got this gender, they this age, they the personality. Now you don't trap the spirit. Because what a man believes he is. So you can't trap a spirit if that spirit is aware that is spirit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in I'm
And
processing.
it's so many.
all I can
Well,
all I got. That's deep, man. It's deep. It's deep,
yeah,
man.
that's what they did.
And
And
deep down, my true authentic being is ready to let go, of that, because there's a lot of baggage that comes with that. There's a lot of baggage.
Ooh,
And it's
just think,
heavy, and I want to be lighter.
yeah. Look, I go back to
I
I
don't want a
talk
heavy
about
heart, because that's heavy topics. It's triggering, you know what I'm saying? So
that's why I go back to my aunt. My aunt say your heart got to be lighter than a
light as a
feather.
feather.
So listen, they knew, but we finna put some burdens on them. And once we put these burdens, they ain't gonna figure it out.
You know what? We probably read the same book. Did you read
Yeah.
Breaking the Curse of Willie Lynch by Alvin Moreau?
Nah.
Because he explained during slavery times on how they created these systems that will enslave our mind for 1,000 years. And he said he'll divide them through race, class, age, sex, old against young, color, class, and create all this division.
And then you trap.
And you trap.
Cause I'm black. I'm man, you woman. I'm this and I'm that. I'm the personality. And that's it. They ain't nothing but a trap. Bruh, you a living soul. You a living being. You a living spirit.
Yeah. I'm a melanated being. I'm an energetic being. I talk about what I am as a divine spirit. That's what I identify with. I'm a multidimensional energetic light being. That's who I am.
Well, you're on the right path. If you is saying to yourself, I deny this personality, I deny this ego, I deny this body. But
I deny this programmed version of me.
Yeah. So, you got to take care of it because you borrowing it. But guess what? You just borrowed it And when it's time to give it back, you just want to give it back and keep going on. You get me what I'm saying? So this is how you take your dominion back. And now when you act and speak into the substance going to obey your voice, because it knows now you don't remember that you are divine. You are one with the ether.
Yeah.
You want to go back some to and read some more or something? Because
We
there's some
can.
more stuff. Huh? You want to go back in? Because you're gonna need an oxygen tank, the mask to go in this gas room. It's some gas in here, girl.
I'm doing some processing tonight. I'm doing some processing.
I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
See, this metaphysics, they hid this stuff. And this break all of it down and make it make sense. And
If
then
anyone
nobody
has
don't
questions, yeah, if anybody got questions, they can ask the questions and we'd be more than happy to answer them. Y'all can put it in the chat.
Yeah. And if anybody want to come on deck, I got the link in the chat. And just hit the link. Come on in. We got any questions or any comments or anything you like to build to help this conversation. We welcome it. We sure do. But what I'm saying is the metaphysics, when you go to the Bible show you physical, but when you go to the metaphysics, it bring it all home, and then you can understand. Yeah. Then you can understand the Bhagavad Gita. You can understand the Quran. Now you can understand the book of dead coming forth by night, or whatever they call that book out there. You can understand these books because now you understand that it's coded, all of them coded, because everything got two sides in this divine universe. Okay? Just like you saying male and female, it's got two sides. But you can't see the metaphysical side because the physical side is getting in your way. Well, we call it literally. We taking it literal, like it really happened, like it's really going on. No, that ain't the way it go. So when you study metaphysics, it shows you about the spiritual side, what you are, why you here, what you can do while you here. You get me what I'm saying?
What your potential is. Right. How to discover your purpose when you understand that you're a divine being. You came here with a message.
Right. So that is what we got caught up in. You got caught up in the web. The internet. You got caught up in the net.
That's why I be staying off TikTok. TikTok is kind of hard on Black folks, man, because you going down that rabbit hole. It's just trauma after trauma after trauma. So much to make you mad and upset and angry.
And that's the trap. I'm freeing your mind if you want to be free today. I'm freeing you. I'm putting it before you so you can be free. The trap is, let me put it back on screen, because I don't think you hear me. Let me put it back on screen.
I'm in my awakening. So I'm awakening to the systems. Okay. That don't mean I'm staying here. I'm awakening to it.
Yeah.
But I want you elevated.
I want you to hear what the trap is. The trap is race, class, sex, age, personality. That's dealing with the personality, all of this. And this is the trap. And that's why Jim Carrey was saying none of that matters. Because he's staying free from all of this. He don't got free from it. He told you Jim Carrey don't exist. He said Jim Carrey and all the other characters that I was, them folks don't even exist. I'm just an ideal. And this stuff don't even matter right here because it is the trap that is gonna bind you. Look what it say: undue attachment. You're attaching yourself to this. You're attaching yourself to black, woman, age, personality, sex, class. I'm middle class. I'm first class. I'm all these classes. In India, you know they got a class system. And all these people attached to it. And some of the people that is low on the
classical hierarchy. Yeah, they it's a permanent position. You can't.
Yeah, you can't even advance if you a divine scientist with something to say the whole planet, and you in that certain low class, you can't even bring forth the knowledge that you don't discover.
The world be missing out. The world is missing out on so much inventions and creations and innovations with these, class, status, racial hierarchies. Bring that back up.
I'm telling you. See, we can feast off this all day long because this is what people need to understand how to get free. They want to fight the system. You can't fight it. Get free from it.
Mentally.
Get out of it.
Mentally, spiritually.
Yeah.
So when you think about, we already know when it comes to race, you got black and white. That already, there's a black consciousness and there's everybody else consciousness, and so you want to rise above that, unattach yourself to that because it's divisive. Class, you got so many people that look at, oh, you're lower class, you're middle class, I don't hang with poor people, or I'm rich and they're the way above class, and then they do all these things. That creates all this division. When you divide people into class, and you see different countries that divide their hierarchies by class, and it's harmful. Sex, you be seeing it. Oh, women should be this, women should be submissive, men should be leaders, men are the gods, men are this, men are that. You know what I mean? So it's just like there's so much divisiveness in sex, and then age. Oh, if you're a woman, you're washed up after 35. You know what I'm saying? And men can date women young, and young is more preferable, and old, you know what I mean? Like you get tied up in all that depressive thoughts and ideologies or personalities, different personas, like the sexy reds and the Ice Spices and the Cardi B's being hypersexual and real baby mama lifestyle and rappers and identifying with these different personas, identifying with these topics, these attributes keeps your mind in bondage, is what I'm saying.
Look what it say. Whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
What does that mean to you? That part.
That's telling me that if I'm free and I'm free on earth, and I attach myself and bind myself up with this sex, race, and age and personality. Now the heavenly doors or heavenly things that is there, I'm bound up. I'm not you got to be your authentic self in order to manifest the goodness and greatness that is within you. You get me what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So attaching yourself to these carnal or material identities, you just lost your infinite identity.
Mm.
That's what it's saying. All these things I pulled up is telling you how we lost our true divine power and dominion and in nature through uh uh putting ourselves in the snare and then just throwing the blanket over. Yeah, I'm in this class. This race, and I'm this and I'm that. And when whatever you claim, that's what you become.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And so
interesting. Go ahead. Go
uh-huh,
ahead.
the universe give you exactly what you want, what your
Mhm.
heart's desire. If you want to be black, okay, you can be black.
And you'll get what comes with that.
You'll come get what come with that. Because
Mhm.
listen, let me tell you something. Black is a status, white is a status. Look, dark as I am brown. You see how brown I am? You see my rim on my glasses? That is
Mhm.
black.
Mhm.
I'm brown. So
Mhm.
black is a status, first of all, and that black is a low status. So when you call yourself, I'm black, I'm from the black race, you just told the universe I ain't nothing.
What about some people are saying, well, black means something powerful to me because I see black people doing amazing things. They do like they're inventors, they do wonderful, they're innovators. I mean, we do a lot of things as
All right,
melanated beings, but when it
all
comes
right,
to societal race, black has
okay.
very negative connotations on a
Let
political
me
scale.
let me tell you something. And I heard what happened? Uh,
Yeah, instead of being black, be melanated.
I mean, you could call yourself whatever you want to. It don't matter. You know what I mean? But here's what I'm saying is you're gonna reap the benefits from that. You get me what I'm saying? If you say what is wrong with it? I'm trying to if you say that I am this and I am that, you just put your whole self in a headlock in a
I
condition
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're
because
saying.
you got the power. See, whatever come out
Yeah.
your mouth, you
Mhm.
got the power. You is like the nail in the coffin. You know what I mean? If you say I'm not this, then you ain't gonna be that. Cause you spirit. That's the game.
Yeah.
They want you to keep saying that I'm black, he white, he Indian, he Mexican. But y'all spirits, all y'all eternal beings. Then Jim Carrey said at the end, everything is divine, everything is spiritual, everything is, he knows the truth. He's telling us the game. I'm showing you the game. The game is to say out of your mouth or with your hand, I'm this race, I'm this set, I'm this pole, I'm this, and all of this. And when you can just say, I'm spiritual, I'm a spirit, I'm a living being. I'm not a personality. I'm not an ego. I'm not this body. I use this body. I am a living being. That's it. And then guess what's going to happen? Let me show you something. When everybody catch this right here
Mhm.
and stop saying I'm this race, I'm white, I'm black, I'm brown, I'm blue, and say I'm spirit. Now you got unity. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Listen,
It's the
when
elevation
everybody,
of consciousness to grow from the base, sex, race, religion, all, and then come up here. We all are a spirit, and then we can all come together and
you just killed, you
give
just
back
killed.
divine order and balance to the planet.
That's right. You just killed everything in a nutshell when you drop the race and say we all spiritual beings. Okay. Then when you say we all equal, ain't no class above nobody. We all spiritual beings on the same level. Ain't no such thing as a spiritual gender. We all spiritual beings.
Yeah.
Ain't
Well,
no
that's the
age,
matrix.
only
That's the
age.
matrix. It's the matrix of race, class, gender. They implemented a matrix over us of our minds to capture our minds and keep us in this state.
That's what I'm telling you. And this is the way you get free. You get free when you drop that. In bitterness and hatred.
Ooh, that's a work, boy. That's a
Oh,
work. That
it ain't.
is work.
It ain't, because guess what? It's just putting your focus on it, and then guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna drop it. You got the power to make a choice. You said it earlier. We have powers to make the choice. If I choose to be a spiritual being on this planet, having a physical experience, then that is what it is. I am our self-law am master, because I am the whole universe. So if I say that's what it is, then that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, over time it becomes natural. You got to keep telling yourself that it's a daily practice of remembering who you are, and that's
Exactly.
everybody has their own internal way of, and however long it takes. But that's when I mean work, that's the work, the mental work. You got to keep reminding yourself.
You got to, because just like we know, old habits hard to die.
Yeah.
See, it's a habit. See, listen.
It's a pattern of thinking. Yeah, you got to break.
Hold on. Let me say this. The reason why it's not your true nature, because it's a habit. Think about it. It's not your true nature. It's a habit. From day one, elementary school, you wrote down your name, how old you is, what class you in, what grade you in. Day one. They was programming you from day one to be this persona.
Mm-hmm. Be a
That's
good
what
student.
school was for.
Then be a good
It wasn't
employee.
for, yeah. It wasn't for you to be do car wreck, bring out the best in you.
Trinity, the Virgo TV. It ain't teaching to do that. We had to go find out ourselves.
We had to go find ourselves. Because something inside of us started saying, wait, this ain't right. This don't even feel right no more. Yeah. You get me what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the habit that they gave you to write down script your name, it made, as you writing it, you looking at it. So the subconscious is getting filled up by the image that you write your name, your age, your address, this and that. You script in it.
You put a spell on yourself.
You put it on because they gave you the habit. You had to keep the habit going.
Teach us how to curse ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So when you realize
Oh my
this,
God.
but Trinity, when you realize how simple the trap was and how easy it was to get you to do it, that's what's crazy. That's what crazy. It was just that simple. I remember the time when I went home and my mom was on me. You gonna learn these ABCs. You get me?
Yeah. And it's not that learning ABCs is wrong. It's the fact that they taught us to identify with titles, class, race, age, sex. They taught us to identify with that. That's who what we are.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So now I'm gonna show you this how divine it is.
And then left out the truth of who we are.
Yeah. If we would have stuck to the Aleph Bet, right? That's the Hebrew alphabet. But they got pictures. Pictures. Aleph, Bet, and it's hard. I'm gonna have to pull it up.
Let me
pull it up. And
you said,
and here's the thing: the subconscious mind, it take images in more quicker than it do the symbols of the words, right? And if we would have stayed on that, we could have figured our way out of it, because we would have fed the subconscious a different program. You get me what I'm telling you?
Yep.
But as long as they broke it down into symbols, because letters are symbols, and then they put symbols together to make a word. Then they put words together to make a sentence. You get what I'm saying? So paragraphs, and then pages, and then books, and so on and so forth. But the whole thing is, they tricked us by putting that in front of us. If we would have stayed on the playground and out there with the trees and out there in the forest and doing these things, our knowledge, we would have been looking at the trees and the bugs and the things.
Going off nature.
It would have been going into the subconscious mind, and we would have known who we was and what this stuff was and how to use it, because that's the way we was designed. But then they took the energy of us and say, listen, in order to control this energy that we call man, we got to trick him and tell him that he is man. He is this ego. He is this personality. Now we can move his energy any way we can. Just think about it. When you was in school, when the bell rung, the teacher said, get in line. What you did? Got in line. When you went to the lunchroom, they put you in the line. What they did? Gave you a tray. You got a tray. You go sit with your class. They was teaching you how they want the energy to flow, because they already got your mind and it was programming you.
That's why
now
education
what you do
is part of the matrix.
Yeah. What you do now when you go to the bank, stand in line. The teller handle this person. They do what they got to do. Now you go behind them. They is moving energy. We are energy spiritual. And once we get that, they can't move us like that no more. Spirit, you can't move spirit that moving like that. A chaotic energy that won't be tamed.
They establish a new order.
Exactly. So we're gonna do one on the Aleph Bet. Okay. It's pretty deep.
Well, I mean, we got through a lot.
I know it.
Wow. I know it. I've got more processing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good
And this,
information.
and that's what we're here for, to give the world the truth. And the only way
Mhm.
you're gonna sit, you could start this today. See, this is the beauty of eternal wisdom and understanding. You can practice this today and start bringing yourself back to the light.
Mhm.
Because I can't do it for you. I can only give you the information and then show you the understanding and the practical wisdom to
Mhm.
use it.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be, see, this is for people that is really serious about being free
Yeah.
and being who they really are.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where the blessings come in. When you authentic. See, they capped us off and say, you ain't gonna be able to talk to the universe like you think. You ain't gonna manifest like you think. You ain't gonna cause the wind to stop. Why? Because your identity. You calling yourself, I'm a man.
You just reduce yourself to a hue of a man. I'm a human being.
Let me go some before we
You're
close
so
out.
much more than just a man. You're so much more than
Yeah,
a hue of a being. You're an infinite, energetic light being.
yeah. And when, let me see what else. See that? Dang, got me choking on this can. Listen, we're gonna read one more before we go. But this is what they got to come to. Now, and here's the thing. What is that? Here's the thing. And I know a lot of people saying, well, we don't gotta wait for Christianity and stuff like that. But you ain't dealt with the metaphysics side of Christianity. See, that's the hidden jewel that they hid from us. Read this right here.
Ideal women and man is the perfect man, the Christ, the offspring of divine mind. Manifest man and women, men and women should be as perfect as ideal, and they will be when the individual identifies themselves as the Christ.
Ho,
When
ho, right there. Ho, right there. That right there.
yeah,
Read that sentence one more time.
manifest men and women should be as perfect as the ideal, which is highest and wisest, the most ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be when the individual
Mm-hmm.
identifies themselves with the Christ.
Mm-hmm. Now go to the next one.
When
Mm-hmm.
they identified with anything less than perfection, they manifest some degree of imperfection.
Come on. Boy, my thing won't work. But boy, good God, I need some oh my gods and all this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need all
yeah.
this kind of stuff going on right
And
now.
you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be so honest. I believe I really started taking on Trinity when I started identifying myself with Christ, with the Christ
Mm-hmm.
consciousness, which
Mm-hmm.
is the highest, wisest, the one that is a teacher, divine teacher, heals, helps others. That is the ideal humanitarian. That's like the ideal version of yourself to be. And once I
Okay.
started identifying with that, I really jump started my transition, my consciousness.
Okay. Now listen, you know that divine consciousness or Christ consciousness. Okay, we're just gonna say Christ consciousness. Because other people might not say Christ consciousness. They might say Buddha consciousness or Shiva consciousness or Haru consciousness or somebody consciousness. But we're going to say Christ consciousness. This
Mhm.
consciousness is speaking on a perfect ideal of the universal divine mind that man is and always was until he believed he was lesser. That's all it's saying. You can identify with anything that you want, but it's telling you, if you don't identify the perfect that the universe has created, that's lesser than the Christ consciousness, then therefore the benefits that you're trying to manifest is going to be imperfect. Everything you're going to touch, that's what's wrong with us. We identify with something that is not beneficial to us. Black, white, Mexican, Indian, these things. We identify in ourselves. And the universe say, if you're going to say something, say perfect. I'm perfect. You get me what I'm saying? I'm a perfect.
I'm healed.
I'm a perfect ideal in the divine mind. So when now you start killing the old thoughts on your identity and going to remember what you truly are, now you manifest. Now you feel so liberated. You get me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what it's saying. They have brainwashed us. Any habit, I'm going to tell you this, any habit that's been formed in you, you can break it. 333. You can break these habits. 333. What is 333? This is how psychologically you can break a habit. 3 days to form a plan to get out of whatever habit you in. 3 weeks to start the process and stay in the process of getting out of the habit. If you do that for 3 months, you will break the habit. I've been saying I want to get God out of my consciousness because that ain't a good word for our consciousness. So that is one of the things I use to get certain words out of my consciousness because I don't want it in there because it stunts your growth.
Just like your process 333 method.
Yeah, that's how you break a habit. And so when we speak on ourselves, we need to be speaking from a divine point of view, raising ourselves to a divine point of view. You are a divine ideal, a perfect ideal in divine mind. That is beautiful right there. Now, when you get it in your subconscious mind and it brings it back up, then when you use your voice, the words gonna resonate in the matter or the ether of the intelligent substance. So when you say, okay, let's go here. Let's go. When you say something and speak on it, it's coming. Okay, let me bring some up and see. This is why they wanted to keep us out of this, man. If you get your mind in order, you get the words in order, you get your identity in order, the universe say, okay, that's him. He one of us. Let him in the club.
Yeah, that's when you get that chosen feeling.
Yeah, yeah. See, but if you don't know your identity, you call yourself black, you calling yourself this class, I'm in the middle class, I'm in the high class. Boy, look at him. You less than what you can't do it. Hold on. Let me pull this up. You cheating your own self. You cheating yourself because out of ignorance. You didn't know that they was doing this to you. Because if you was in the first grade and know that they was doing this kind of mess to you, you probably would have skipped the first grade. But listen to what he said. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Teacher in the second grade, this Irish woman who said, whenever I want something, I pray to the Virgin Mary and I ask her for it, and I say I'll do something in return, and I get whatever I want. I'm sitting at the back of the class going, good deal. I went home, I said a prayer, I asked for a bike. My father couldn't afford a bike, all my friends had bikes. I asked for that, said I'd say the rosary every night. 2 weeks later, I walk into my apartment. It was a brand new Mustang bike, banana seat, big handlebars. 2 weeks later, I won in a raffle that I didn't enter. It was a friend of mine who walked into a store and put my name down. So I've been operating my life like that ever since. And Hollywood was the same thing. It was a creation of my mind to begin with. What you do is you put it out there like it already exists. You feel it as if it already exists. And then when the doors open up, you walk through them. I had a
You hear what he said?
Mm-hmm.
See, listen. The law in the universe is mind. That is the law. If you use this principle in this universe, what we call mind, then you playing by the rules of the universe. Okay? And then manifestations happen. They happen. But
Yeah.
what stunts a lot of people spirituality is they want to hold on to the identity that they've been put in the habit of believing that they are. And they can't let it go. And you got to let it go. Because you eternal beings. I don't care what nobody, but everything on this planet is divine. Everything is one. And you can see these individuals. Look at Buddha behind me, you know, and look at your screen. You got comedic teachings behind. We all got a expression that is coming through us. But guess what? At the end of the day, you rip off all of this persona, guess what you're going to get? Eternal consciousness, divine spirit.
That's it. That's what you gonna get, y'all. I know y'all got a lot tonight. Y'all got a lot tonight. Y'all got a lot tonight. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to elevate y'all's consciousness so you guys can see yourselves outside of your societal titles and roles, y'all. We hope y'all got a lot tonight.
That's right. That's what it is. And I appreciate for all those that showed up and all those that gonna watch this video. And I really thank y'all. And I hope and I know you can use some of this information.
Yes.
But we're gonna get out of here. And I'm gonna say it like I always said: know thyself, love thyself, and be true to thyself. Peace out.
Peace, everybody. Good night.
Good night.